Hi, you guys. This is the Linnell Steven TV. Um, I'm back with another video. Today, we're going to be doing a video, a story time on um, how I got incarcerated. So, we're going to start from the beginning. We're going to start from um, I had been single for 4 years. My daughter's father had um, got locked up. And so I was kind of on the side of not want to be bothered with like relationships or anything like that after that. So I was single for a good like 4 years. And so I would cope with that by hanging around family and friends. I would be around family and friends a lot. So at this particular time, my mother and my stepfather, they had lived in these apartments, and I would often go over there with her after work, or I would go to my uncle's or my brother's or my sister's house, after work and on the weekends and things like that. But this particular day, my mother had called me and she asked me to come over, to hang out and stuff. So I had went over there and we okay. So I had went over there and as I'm knocking on the door, it's this guy. We would call him R. It's this guy that go by the name of R, and they stay right above. He stays right above my mother and her boyfriend. Well, my stepfather, rest in peace to him. So he stays above them. So as I'm knocking on the door, he like leaned over and he's asking, for me to tell my stepdad if he could step out so he could talk to him. So this particular day, it was 2 days before Father's Day. So we were doing like Father's Day a little earlier, celebrating Father's Day a little earlier, as we normally do, because on holidays, people, have other plans and things to do. So it was this particular holiday. So me and my mom is in the house, um, packing up things, getting it ready to go to my house because Um, I'm doing it at my house this year, and so we're packing up to leave, and my stepfather and R are having a conversation, and they're talking, and he had asked R did he want to come to the house and like chill out and stuff like that for the Father's Day holiday. And he said yeah, and we went to my house, and we had barbecued. Me and my mother threw down like we made everything, like everything you can name, and we just enjoyed our weekend. And so as we're talking, we exchange numbers, and we're talking every day. And as I mentioned, they all stayed in the same complex, or whatnot. So everybody kind of like left at the same time, but we would keep in contact, and we would do little things like. We would do like dinner dates. You know how the beginning of relationships is always like the best relationships ever. So we would do the dinner dates. We would go out to eat, um, um, movies, etc. We would make this a routine. Um, it kind of like works with us because I'm an outgoing person and he is also was an outgoing person, and everything like kind of matched up as far as like our personalities and things like that. So it was kind of like the best fit. At the time I was just like so intrigued with him in the relationship. And so after the relationship had went on, like this is a 3 years relationship span, so I'm not like giving you guys really a timeline from front, middle, and end. You guys can kind of like put it together. So as the relationship is going on, everything is cool. Like we're talking a good 3 months, three 4 months. I mean, we're so tight to where he started coming to my house, like after work and stuff, chilling with me. I would go home, he would be at the house, meet me at the house or whatever, and we would have you know meetings and stuff at the house, and that's how we started getting acquainted. To where he moved in after a year periods of time. So So um, after he moves in, everything is fine. Um, like the best relationship, we're still going out every weekend. We're still, doing our little dinner dates, stuff like that. I got my job, he got his. Um, everybody, man, the relationship is going good. His family, I'm loving his family. My family's loving him again because I kind of like met him like through my family, so everything is okay. So this particular day, I was sitting on the couch at home, and I just hear the garage door open, and I hear footsteps coming through the door, and he hurried up and slammed the door, and I'm like, what is going on? And he was like, no, I'm okay, I'm okay. And I'm like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, are you sure you're okay? He's like, yeah. Because the way he ran in the house, I thought, maybe somebody was chasing him or something like that. So I'm like, what in the world? So, so I kind of like brushed that off. And then another particular time, we were sitting at home watching movies. I just got off of work. He just got off of work. The kids just got to school. I cooked or whatever. So we sitting at home and we're watching movies. And so I see he had left his phone on the couch right next to me over there. So when he go in the back room, I picked up the phone and I'm like kind of like scrolling through, his phone. But as he's coming, I still have the phone in my hand because I want him to react to me having the phone. So I wanted to see kind of what his reaction was, if he was going to get aggressive or if he was going to be cool with me being in his phone. So, I'm purposely still in his phone while he comes in. So, so he didn't do any of it. He stuck his hand out, like give him his phone, and he said something over the line. So why are you in my phone? But it really didn't have any reaction, to me looking to his phone, so I kind of like brushed that off also, um, because it wasn't nothing. I didn't see any cheating or, anything like that. So, okay, so as the relationship is going on, the same thing, we're still happy. Um, still doing going on our little outings and things like that. We're still in a relationship. So things start taking a left turn. He started coming home from late for because he would help his friends and family a lot. He would come home later than usual because he would like to be helpful. And it got to the point where like we would do like outings and things like that. Like when we would have our little weekend outings. Like say we would make reservations for 9 for something. Uh, like reservations for 9 for going to the movies or something like that. We probably wouldn't make it to 9:30, 10 because of him friends helping his friends and stuff move. So it would kind of like be one of those kind of deals. So after that, it's starting to be to a point where we stopped going out, to outings at all. And so since I seen that he was kind of preoccupied and he didn't want to do any of them things with me anymore, I started like back hanging out with my family that wanted to do things like that. So me and my family would go to the outings and go to the movies and um, go out to like the bars or wherever we decided to do for the weekend or if we're off work. Some days like we'll go to relatives' house to like play cards and do things like that. So once I seen that he kind of didn't want to do those things with me anymore, I started back hanging out with with family and friends that wanted to do that. So this is what's going on at this particular time. So I would do that so often. I think he kind of didn't understand or started noticing that I wasn't calling him at letting him know that the food was ready or calling him asking him to go on the outings or anything. I guess it dawned on him that I was no longer doing any of those things. Um, so he wanted to start doing those things again. And so he would start coming to relatives' house with me. And and you can kind of see the jealousy when he started coming to relatives' house with me. You can kind of see the jealousy of him not wanting me to, always be over relatives' house um, because I would take up a lot of quality time that me and him can spend, and the quality he wanted back the quality time that we was having as far as like going out, together and things like that. So I had stopped going to relatives' house, and I had started back doing those things with R. And R started to um, start slacking off. It started getting like he started getting like mean. Like when I started back doing those things with R, like we would be in a club or we would be at the movies and um, there was someone that would ask me if I wanted to dance or someone would come up and talk to me and I would have to argue with R about those things. So at this particular time, this was being so frequent um, and it was happening a lot. I kind of wanted to start backing off of R. Um, and started back hanging with relatives. So I would, start going back to relatives' house, to the point where I didn't come home at all. Um, and I wanted him to get the point of me not wanting this relationship anymore is the reason why I would stop, um, like coming home and things like that. Like after work, I would go directly to relatives' house instead of coming home. Um, I would make dinner at relatives' house instead of make dinner at home, and so forth and so on, to kind of like give some space in between the relationship. And I think he kind of caught on, um, or eventually did then take his clothes, and things like that, and and leave. And so after that, it had came to a point where um, I would come home. The garage door would be half open. My door would be like flung open. Um, my window would be broke. I mean, it came to a point in time where um, this was, just happened to be too much. So I did had call a security company, had them put cameras out, um, put security up at my house. Um, just for me and my children's safety at that time because I wasn't sure of what ours capabilities was. After I've seen what he can do then. So, and upon the security in the breakup, um, I would leave out my house this particular morning. Me and my children would get up. Um, they had, school. I had work, so I had got up and I'm leaving out the door to go get in the car to get ready and go to work. And as I go to the car, I see R standing out there. And he didn't knock on the door. He didn't like yell or anything. He's standing there and he's asking me, um, and I asked him like, "What are you doing here?" And so he didn't say nothing. So I'm like, "What are you doing here?" He was like, "I want to come back home," and I'm like, "No, you're not coming back home." So I proceeds to get in the car, and R starts like yanking my arm like out of the car, like yanking it. And he's like, "I want to talk to you," and kind of like yank my arm back, like, "No, you can't talk to me. I have to be at work, and this is over." And he was keeping me from work, and he was still holding on to me, and so I just started fighting him. I started fighting R. Like I just a couple days later, the police came to my house, and I had a warrant for my arrest. So I had went and got booked in, and um, that was the story of me getting incarcerated. So if you like these story times, like, share, and subscribe. I have a lot of stories for you that I'm pretty sure that you guys are going to want to hear. Um, so turn your notifications on for the story times when I decide to do those. Um, and yeah, subscribe and share. Thank you for tuning in.